All right, guys. Well, today we are going to be going out to Walmart and picking up one of their 1-gallon starter kits. That's right, a 1-gallon starter kit. And what we're looking at right now is my fully scaped 300-gallon tank that we actually just did in a recent video. And I wanted to show you a couple of my tanks before we get into this video today. Some plant grow out tanks in here, some guppy breeding tanks. These are my fish room bred strain of guppies here, some purple mosaics, some reds. Down here we have a scaped out white cloud mountain minnow tank. Over here we have a really cool scaped out giant betta tank. Up here we have a fully scaped out Epistogramma cockatoidi breeding tank, and you can see some of the babies down in there, maybe. Then we got Gerald up here, who is a corn snake, but that's not what we're here. So my purpose for showing you all of these tanks is to let you know that I actually do keep fish. I know how to keep fish, and this is for anybody that's new, obviously. And really what I'm asking you to do is don't judge a book by its cover. Make sure you watch to the end of this video, because you may be surprised with what actually happens with this whole setup and what we're trying to do here. So don't skip forward, try to watch the whole thing, and let's get into this video today. All right, guys, we are here at Walmart, and what we want to do is we want to find one of wow, COVID. What we want to do is we want to find one of these amazing 1-gallon starter kit tanks. Now, what we could do is we could go with one of these 1-gallon corner view aquariums, but it looks like the only thing that comes with this is just the light and the filter. Same thing with this 1.5 gallon. So if we buy that, then what we're gonna have to do is come over here and we're gonna have to pick some of these plants. Like, I mean, I guess we could do some like this, or maybe some like this. On top of plants, we're also gonna have to come down here and get some gravel, which they have all different colors of gravel down here as well. So plants, gravel, there's a filter in it, so we won't need any of that. It'll really just be of our own gravel and some plants. So maybe that's an option. Then we could also come over here and we could look at these bowls. I mean, everybody loves fish bowls, right? Great. Fish bowls. So we're gonna get some rock and some plants and things like that. They don't have really any kind of like starter kits necessarily, so we'll figure it out.
You should get this tank because it has every single thing in it and it's a starter kit.
Wait, I didn't even see that one sitting there. Max, you're a genius. This is exactly what we need. 1-gallon starter kit. It's got a fish bowl. It's got everything in it. Plastic plants. It's got gravel, colorful gravel. I think we need to dress it up a little bit though. So let's start with this. What do you think, Max?
Let's get some of these.
Perfect. What colors do you want? I don't want all of them.
Let's get all of them.
Well, we only need like a couple of them. Pick two. Two of them. Pink and blue. Pink and blue. Perfect. All right, so we're good. Do we need anything else for this tank?
No.
Then let's get this thing home and get it scaped, yeah? Well, what we have here is a beautiful specimen of an aquaculture 1-gallon starter kit from Walmart with 2 little plastic plants. All in all, this thing cost us $9.99 plus 98 cents for each of these plants. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing opened up. Come on, open up, plastic. Oh, there it is. That opens up a lot easier. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what's inside of this thing. And also, if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you do that now. So it looks like it comes with some things. Looks like a little sample pack of fish flakes, and you know, we'll probably not use those, but we'll see. Let's see what else is in. Oh, just a little sample pack of water conditioner, you know, a dechlorinator, but we're not going to use those either. Those will go in the trash. We got us a bag of nice neon colored gravel and some other things. Looks like there may be a net in there. Now, but on the back side of this sticker here are some instructions, and we're gonna go ahead and read the instructions because we wanna make sure that we follow the directions perfectly, as this is a 1-gallon starter kit and we do not wanna mess this up. All right, first things first. Number 1, it says we need to wash this bowl. Do not use soap, just wash it with water. All right, well, now that we have this thing cleaned out and rinsed out, let's move on to the next step. Step 2, rinse all gravel and decorations before setting them in the bowl and add about 1 inch of gravel to the bowl. I think we can handle that. Let's get this stuff washed off. Got us a net, nice little bag of colorful gravel. Look at that, that is fantastic. And 1 fake plant. let's get this stuff washed off. What I'm gonna do to wash this, I'm gonna poke a hole right here in the top of this gravel bag. I'm just gonna let the water run in it. This gravel escaping. Okay, I do believe our gravel has been fully rinsed out as well as we can. Now we're gonna rinse these plants really good. And I think we're ready to get back over to this thing. Now excuse the mess behind me. We got the top to the 300-gallon back here. We have a ladder over here and we have some wood planks over here, and that's just because we're doing some work on the house, and well, that stuff's just out there. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take this bag of gravel and we are going to dump it right into this tank. Just like that. Boy, that's some pretty looking gravel too. Look at that. You see that? Some good looking stuff, isn't it? Now that this tank has some gravel in it, we're gonna go ahead and add this plant to it that came with it, which looks just like that. And we're gonna put that right down in there. We're gonna put that actually towards the back. It's gonna look like a background plant, kinda, you know. It's got a nice little tray on it that holds some gravel that keeps it in place so it doesn't wash away, you know. And then we have a couple of these little tiny plants. These are like $1 at Walmart. They're kind of cool, so we're gonna throw one of these in here. Put this right here in the foreground. A little bit, cover that up with some gravel maybe, like that. Put this other one over here in the foreground like this. I'll move this one that came with it a little to the center so we can see it here. And that's a good looking tank right there. This right here is a good looking tank.
Really, really, really ridiculously good looking.
Now let me tell you what you got here. What you have is a 1-gallon glass bowl that has some colorful rock in the bottom of it. That is got a semi-natural looking plant here in the back with these two really colorful plants here in the front. All in all, this right here, this setup, the way it sits right now, was $9.99 for the bowl, which included the gravel and this fake plant here in the back. And then we bought 2 additional plants right here. These were 98 cents a piece. So what we have all in all spent at this point is about $12 US plus tax based on your location. Now with this came, like I said earlier, a sample package of goldfish flake, as well as a sample package of some water conditioner, as well as a very small little net here. So before we move any further with this build, what I'd like for you to do is go ahead and drop a comment below and let me know, what do you think about this beautiful little scape here? And what kind of fish do you think we should put in this thing now that it is fully scaped? I mean, really, before we even decide what kind of fish we're gonna put in it, I mean, you can go ahead and comment below what kind of fish you think we should put in it, but I think we really need to figure out like where it's gonna sit. So let's try to start with that. Let's look around and see where we can put it. We can put it right here next to our Walmart only plastic plantscape that is doing fantastic. Look at the guppies, they're all growing, everything looks really good in there. So it could go here. Maybe we put it right here next to our mountain minnow-scape tank. The one that has the waterfall in it. The plants are all growing, everything looks good, you know. I mean, we could put it put it right there. Or maybe it could take a spot here next to our house-bred unicorn guppies, or maybe all the purple mosaics, or the red guppies. And they could look good there, yeah. Ah, here's a spot for it. How about on the shelf next to our fully planted low-tech betta bowl? I mean, I guess it could technically go here, right? And that would also allow it to sit right over here next to our fully scaped Apistogramma cockatoidi tank, where they are currently breeding again and our babies are getting bigger. This would be a good spot for it. What do you guys think? I don't know. You have to let me know. Or better yet, how about we put it up here next to Gerald's enclosure that is going to be upgraded very significantly very soon, where Gerald has something to look at while he's roaming around his little habitat. I don't know. What do you think? Or we could put it right here next to the 300-gallon that we have fully planted and scaped out. That is about to be stocked in the next video. So what do you think about that? Maybe put it on a shelf next to it? That'd be a good spot for it. Or maybe what we should do is put it out here with our platy breeding pond. Or maybe over there in our front porch pond. Or, you know what? I have an amazing, fantastic idea of where we could put it. The most amazing, wonderful place that this thing could possibly go. Anytime, anywhere. Right there. In the trash. That's where it's gonna go. Hold on. Let's back up here. Chris, Why in the world would you go out to Walmart, spend money on a product that you're gonna bring home, pretend like you're gonna fix up, set up, and put fish in, to just simply throw it in the trash? I've done this for a purpose, and hopefully it's to teach a lesson to somebody. I've titled it 1 Gallon Starter Kit from Walmart because, well, 1 Gallon Starter Kit is exactly what it's called. That's what it's labeled as on the shelf. That's what it's labeled as on their website. That is what is on the product itself. And hopefully somebody has searched or has looked for this 1 Gallon Starter Kit and came across my video thinking, oh wow, we're gonna get to see this thing set up. And what they're gonna hear is right now, and that is, do not buy this product. Don't buy the product. Not unless you're gonna put a toy fish in it, right? You wouldn't buy a Great Dane and put it in a 10 square foot half bathroom. So why would you buy a fish and put it in a 1 gallon bowl? It's not humane. It's not something that you should ever do. I do have a fish bowl in my fish room that has a betta in it, but it's fully planted and scaped and is much larger than 1 gallon. And it's still not even really big enough. We're gonna upgrade that and put it into a 10 gallon bowl. I've ordered it, it's coming, but don't ever put a fish in a 1 gallon bowl, ever. I'm not even gonna do it for demonstration purposes. I've seen other people do it for demonstration purposes, and that's on them, but I'm not gonna even do it for demonstration purposes because I personally believe that fish have feelings, fish have fear and those types of things. They're living animals, so don't ever put them in there. If you come across this video looking for a review of this thing, well, here's your review. Don't buy it. If you're gonna spend your money on something like that, let me show you what you can spend your money on. This is a good example. This entire tank setup cost me $30. That includes the aquarium itself. So during the Petco $1 per gallon sale or half off sale, you can get this 10 gallon aquarium right here, just the glass, for $10. The sponge filter in the back is about $3 to $4, and then you have an aerator and airline hose, which will cost you about $6. So right there, you're looking at $30-ish for the aquarium setup. And then these fake plants were $3 or $4 at Walmart. I mean, they're cheap plastic plants, but all in all, for somewhere between $30 and $40, you could set up an entire tank, which is only about $18 to $25 more than what that setup was that we just looked at, and it gives a nice naturalistic home to your fish. Now the gravel and the rock and the stuff at the bottom, I picked all of this stuff up out of the woods locally by my house. All these tree branches right here are all pecan wood, which are safe for aquarium. As you can see, these fish are thriving and surviving. The rocks are sandstone that I picked up near the lake. All of the substrate and everything like that came from around here. You'll want to do research to make sure what you're putting in your aquarium is safe. There are cheap alternatives to a $10 1 gallon starter kit, and that thing didn't even have a filter. And then on top of that, it tells you in the instructions to do a water change like once every couple of weeks. Are you kidding me? In a 1 gallon bowl, you'd literally have to do water changes about every few days. And I'm sorry, but just not a good purchase. So highly discourage everyone out there thinking about buying this. Don't buy it. Just don't buy it. It's terrible. Absolutely horrible. Hence the reason it went in the trash. And in fact, it didn't go in the trash. It was just for demonstration purposes only. I did get it out. It's right here. I'm not gonna keep it. I may take it back, to be completely honest with you. Just simply, actually I'm not. I'll use the bowl for a terrarium, or you know, like a moss garden or something like that. Definitely not good for fish. So, like I said, don't buy it. If you want to learn how to build a very cheap DIY fish type setup, I have plenty of videos on my channel. In fact, there will be a card right up here that will list a playlist of all the different enclosure builds, and you can find them anywhere from $30, $10, you can find them all the way up to a couple of $1,000. And you know, and I've done a lot of different types of builds, so go take a look at them. So like I said, don't buy that thing. Don't waste your money, and definitely don't waste the fish's life and the stress that will go into that by putting it into that type of tank. But with that, Little Max Robert has something to say to you guys, and he hasn't been on camera for a while. His hair's a little messed up and he's got chocolate on his face, but he's still gonna give you a message. So let's listen to what he's got.
Definitely don't put fish in that. And if you haven't subscribed or followed us on Instagram, do that now.
Yes, definitely do that now. And make sure you turn on your notification bell as well. Once again, I apologize for not putting out the stocking tank this video. I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to continue to comment on that video. So if you haven't watched that video of us scaping out our 300-gallon tank and gotten your recommendation for what we put in here heard, make sure you go and watch that video right now and leave a comment on what you want to see in this tank. You will see a card right above here that you can click. But with all that, guys, we truly are grateful and we appreciate each and every one of you, and we will see you next time.